day. Oh, 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 oh.
Hold it, y'all.
Oh, oh.
Can we just draw attention to the fact that we have a new audio engineer in our room? And he is so pro. Dan. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Take it away, Sam.
The one, the only, Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox.
Woo!
Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming out on this beautiful, wonderful day where we come together to know something good for ourselves, to inspire the best of ourselves. You know, we're a unique spiritual community. We don't have a dogma. We don't tell you what you have to believe. We allow you to create the God of your understanding, one that can empower your life to bring more love and joy and happiness and prosperity to you. Well, I have several announcements this morning, so please hang on with me. The first one that Daniel wanted me to get to is this little CR code I think is on your handout. There it is. If you will scan that, and it will take you to our YouTube page, and you can like and make comments on it. You know, Ken's a great speaker. He looks thinner in person. That wasn't that funny now. So do that, and that will help our algorithms, which I absolutely know nothing about. But that Dan tells me that's important. The second announcement is we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and we like to have Thanksgiving dinner here. Some of us don't have places to go, and so if you would like to help out with that, Patty Thurston is organizing that. Please stand up, Patty. Talk with her after service. So yesterday we had our Mystic Fair. If you had been here, you wouldn't believe the transformation this room underwent. There were 28 vendors here, and all the chairs were outside. Lots of people worked very, very hard to put it on, so we want to thank everyone. And last week we had, of course, our own wonderful Jim Saul doing the teaching for us, so we want to thank him. Now, after service today, we have Sam and Lucy's are going to have a choir practice. If you would like to participate in their choir, talk with Lucy, and she can give to our caterer. We have a schedule change that's coming up on November 9th. Our singing bowl and meditation will start at 9:30. And finally, my last announcements, we're forming a committee to help organize the trip to the Camino Santiago. If you would like to do that, help us organize that. There's a sign-up sheet outside for that. Well, those are all my announcements, and now Sam and Lucy are going to get us up out of our seats and get us rocking.
It's going to get you rocking on the interior, okay? So just see what that feels like. What does it feel like to go inside and rock out there? I had a dream. We were in an unfamiliar place. And if you feel like being rhythm, go for it. All of the ground beneath was torn, the memory erased. Right from my heart sounded out a prayer.
It's nice, you guys.
For relief from this desolation everywhere. It's all inside the world I need.
It's all inside the thing I seek. It's all within the dark, expanding space inside.
Birds came in numbers, filling out the sky. Onto the ground to plant the greens, the new life. Oh, it's all inside the world I need. It's all inside the thing I see. It's all within the dark, expanding space inside. Over the landscape, the green began to grow. We planted a sapling, and it took into the soil in all directions. The colors came to life, all because the time was taken to invite that thing to die. It's all inside the world I need. It's all inside the thing I see. It's all within the dark, expanding space inside. No more waiting for that outcome I've been telling. Nothing's gonna ever take that space but something coming from the inside. I've been looking outside all this time for something that will fly me away, something that will fly me away. But all this time, it was on the inside.
Very nice. Thank you, Sam and Lucy. And now to get our service going, we're going to have the wonderful Linda Ryan coming up to do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Linda.
You dropped something. And since that's good luck, I have to give it back to you. Good morning, everybody. I'm so grateful to be here with you this morning and all this wonderful energy. My reading this morning is from the Daily Word. And so I'll read it first, and then we'll do an affirmative prayer. It's called Divine Order. As I heal my mind and heart, the world around me becomes brighter. The world can feel very chaotic, filled with unsettling events and an unknowable future. When I wish to reclaim my peace of mind, rather than pray for external conditions to change, I pray to claim the peace of God as my own. This wonderful example of divine order helps me see just where my power lies. As I condition my consciousness with prayer and positive statements of spiritual truth, I can trust my experience of the world around me will change for the better. Everything I want to get out of life, peace, love, kindness, must begin with me. I discover divine order by healing my own mind and heart, communing with God within me, and trusting my outer world will reflect my inner one. And now, if you wish to close your eyes, I will do an affirmative prayer. I'll say it in the first person such that you can take it as your own. This, I know that there is one divine presence. That presence is God. It is everywhere present. That present is all loving. I know that I am the individualization of this one presence, this all-loving God presence. As I go through this week, I remember that oneness that I am with all others, that oneness that is unconditional love, because As Jim has shared with us before, we are two. We are our spiritual self and our physical self. So as I go through this week, I do my very best to stay in that spiritual self and treat others with kindness, joy, and love. I know that this is my truth. It is the absolute truth. And I give thanks in this knowing. I give thanks for the center. I give thanks for all the people that make it possible, for Reverend Ken's wonderful messages, to all our greeters, to our IT people, to Sam and Lucy for their wonderful music, to those who have prepared food, those who greet us at the door. It takes so many to make this wonderful, loving center. And I am so grateful. I release this and let it go and let God, and so it is.
Thank you, Linda.
It's been a lot of frustration in the air, in the world. So this song came to us about 2 weeks ago, and I think it's for all of us. I can allow it to be. I can allow it to be. Although it's hard sometimes and I don't always agree, I can allow it to be. You want to try it? I can allow it to be.
I can allow it to be. Although it's hard sometimes and I don't always agree, I can allow it to be.
That's it.
I can allow it to be. I can allow it to be. Although it's hard sometimes and I don't always agree, I can allow it to be.
Because I remain
untouched. This is the truth. I remain pure light. I remain pure light. I remain the love I am, and all is. I can allow it to be.
Just feel it in your body.
I can allow it to be. Although it's hard sometimes and I don't always agree, I can allow it to be.
I can allow.
I can allow it to be. I can allow it to be. Although it's hard sometimes and I don't always agree, I can allow it to
I
be.
remain untouched.
I remain untouched. I remain pure light. I remain the love that I am.
I remain
The love I and all is. I remain untouched. I remain untouched. I remain pure light. I remain pure light. I remain the love I am.
I remain
The love I and all is. Why? I can allow it to be. I can allow it to be. Although it's hard sometimes and I don't always agree, I can allow it to be.
Thank you, Sam and Lucy. That was wonderful. So my talk this morning is the journey within. As I mentioned, we're getting a committee together to help us plan our adventure to Spain this spring, to walk parts of the Camino de Santiago, the way of St. James. St. James is thought to have brought Christianity to Spain, and the story goes that he went back to visit King Herod in Israel. Not a smart thing to do. Very few nice things are said about King Herod, and so St. James went back. He was martyred in Israel, and the story goes that his remains came back to Spain miraculously on a stone boat, guided by a star. Now, today, the Camino runs through both Portugal and Spain and parts of France for over 500 miles. We won't be doing the whole 500 miles. I've already told my committee I want to do the pretty parts of the trail, and then we'll have a van that will take us to the other pretty parts of the trail. At lunch, we'll have a nice lunch, and maybe we'll see a flamingo dancer or have a professor come and tell us about some historical site we're around. We'll walk a little bit more. We'll have a van there if you've done enough walking for the day. And at the end, we'll have a meditation with maybe more music and more Spanish food. It's my idea of heaven on earth. That will be my idea of heaven on earth, to be with friends and learning and moving and seeing. Fantastic. Now, this trail, we will join pilgrims that have been on this trail for over 1,000 years. People have been walking this trail for 1,000 years. And some of them have walked to have for healing, some to walk to have a better understanding about spirit. And some have walked because there's a mysterious calling within their soul, a calling to know and to look for something. And that calling, it mirrors an inner pilgrimage that we all take within our soul. The truth of the matter is if we never touch Spanish soil, you and I are already on this journey. We're already walking our own Camino. And it's the unfolding journey towards awakening, towards authenticity, towards our union with the divine, towards our experiencing that we are one with God's love and its blessings and its goodness. We are one with compassion and kindness. And not only we are one, but we are the conduits bringing that to life. The poet David White, he wrote, "Sometimes everything has to be inscribed across the heavens so you can find the one line already written on your heart." The one line. Now that's maybe the reason they call St. James's resting place the Field of Stars, because even though we tread on the soil of St. Augustine, our souls yearn for a celestial connection. And that yearning is Spirit calling us home, to be more than we've imagined ourselves to be, more than what the world tells us we're capable of. And we're all just passing through this human experience with love to guide us to our final destination. And it is written in the stars, with our last breath, we will be one with that energy that has loved us, inspired us, created us, and has never given up on us. Rumi, the poet, he said, when we finally say yes to our truth, the universe arranges itself to meet us. When we start to walk the way appears. It's like if you're on a hike in the forest. When you start on a trail in the forest, you can't see but just a few feet in front of you. The vegetation will hide the deeper path. But as you start moving, as you start placing one foot in front of the other, the path opens up. You may not be able to see to the whole end of the destination, but you'll be able to see what's right in front of you to keep moving. As we start our path, the first steps will seem uncertain. The ego demands guarantees, but the soul whispers cosmic possibilities. It reminds me of an event that I've often taken a lot of courage from. It was in Albany, Georgia, the civil rights protest during the 60s. The sharecroppers of Albany, Georgia, they'd had enough. They had worked for generations and had nothing to share for it. And they were finally willing to risk everything for their children's, a better future for their children. They called to Dr. King to come down and help them. But Dr. King didn't want to go to Albany. He was already tired. He was exhausted. He thought the struggle would be in big cities. He thought it would be Atlanta, Montgomery, D.C., Chicago. That's what he thought his work was. But when he got to Albany, these poor sharecroppers, they used their hope and they used their possibilities and they used their music. That's what everybody says about that movement. It was the music that uplifted them and it uplifted him to go ahead and to face the challenges that were waiting for him, to go and change the nation and change the world. Sometimes we all need that encouragement to keep going, to keep moving on. On the pathway of the Camino, when you meet a fellow traveler, they will greet you with Bueno Camino, good way, good way. Isn't about politeness. It's a benediction that no matter what our direction, we're all walking together and we're all headed home. Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he says we're all going to get there. No, not one of us will be missing. And so we can encourage those around us, even when they've given up, even when they've gone over to a negativity. We're all going to make it through. We're all going to be there together with the love of Spirit. And on our path, we meet the world. People laughing, sometimes limping, sometimes listening. And you realize that everyone's burden lightens when it's shared. The Buddha said the whole of spiritual life is good friendship. Holmes said something similar. He said, we exist in a universe of unity, not separation, but individualized expressions of the one life. I like to think that our spiritual community here is a living Camino. And I have no doubts that each Sunday morning there are hugs and there are prayers and there are songs that are mile markers for someone else's journey. I know each Sunday we encourage and we inspire. And your being here is important. You never know how your being here might be the blessing for someone else. How just a hug you give someone, a smile you give someone, asking someone how their week has gone might be exactly what they need to keep going. We never know how the people around us may be just hanging on by their fingertips. And when we support and we encourage, when we inspire, the journey isn't towards God. Our journey is God itself, is Spirit made manifest. When we give love, we give encouragement, and we give support, this is the Spirit of God made manifest through you and through me. And it's what we've come to know, to experience, to be. And we're well on our path. And our goal, yours and mine, and humanity, is to create a life that's better for all of us, one that's worth living. Now, we're going through some challenging times, but for every challenging time humanity faced, there's a spiritual answer. There are always bubbles up a new thought. It happened when the Jews were expelled from Spain. That's when the Kabbalah came into effect. When there was too much repression in the Islamic world, that's when Sufism bubbled up. When there had been 1,000 years of the Veil of Tears, this is when St. Francis showed up and said, look, life is beautiful. He started talking about the earth and the moon, not as a veil of tears, but talking about the beauty of nature. And I think we're in a time where a new spirituality, a new possibility is bubbling up, and it's going to take us to a higher vibration. And I think it's even happening in our movement, our New Thought movement. You know, when I first got involved in our teaching, there was a lot of focus on manifesting things, the cars, the houses, the jobs. Remember, there was a movie that went around, and it showed a woman standing in front of a jewelry store looking at a necklace, and biff, bang, boom, and suddenly the necklace was around her neck. Well, that doesn't often happen unless you got a brick to break through the case. Now, true manifestation, and this is what I think we're coming to. I think we're coming to a realization that it just is not manifesting material things. Because listen to me when I tell you, material things will never satisfy spiritual longing. You are not going to buy your self-worth. You're not going to be able to replace God's love. I don't care what kind of car you drive, house you live in, who you have on your arm. Spiritual longings require a spiritual answer. And this manifestation begins when we shift our thinking from how do I get to how can I be a blessing. From how can I manifest to me, or how can I manifest for more compassion, more wisdom, more love. Christ gave us the formula. Seek the kingdom of God and everything will be added. When we align ourselves with the divine mind, the outward things take care of themselves, because our life isn't just about us. It's about everyone we touch, everyone impact. Have we made their lives more of a burden, or have we encouraged them to move on, to know themselves as God knows them? And I believe convincingly that one day on our eternal lives, we're going to experience how we lifted people around us up and how sometimes we added a burden to them. So why not start now? Why not start now being a conduit for God's blessing, an outlet for God's love? These things will build up your storehouse in heaven. Now, every pilgrim that starts the Camino, they say they start for themselves, for healing or clarity or peace. But somewhere along the way, they start realizing they're walking for others, those who have lost hope, and those that they will meet. And not only for them, but for generations to come, their footprints will have an impact. In Scripture, it says, don't store your riches on earth. There's moth, there's rust, there's thieves. You can't do it. Store your treasures in heaven, where there are neither moth nor rust nor thieves. For where your treasures are, so is your heart. If you don't want to know what's important to you, what do you treasure? And I think what's going on for us right now is that we're coming to realize that no amount of money or wealth are going to answer the longings of our souls. Even if we have the perfect job, the perfect partner, would these things guarantee us happiness? Because we hear stories of people who are very wealthy, but are still empty inside. You might have heard the story this week of a professional basketball player. He's caught up in a gambling scandal. This guy is earning $26 million a year. 26. He earns almost $500,000 a game. What on earth was he gambling for? What on earth? What was he missing in his life that he needed to gamble? It was validation. It was self-worth. He was seeking a knowing that Spirit is with him, that life is for him. But he's not going to find it on a scratch-off ticket. He's not going to find it at the roulette table. You show me someone who's living in compassion and patience and understanding, and you'll find someone radiant with peace, who's happy. They're not worried about their next business deal or what car they drive or who they're dating. You think the Dalai Lama or Thich Nhat Hanh ever measured joy by the footage of their homes? When our value shifts, heaven stops being a someday place and becomes a present day reality. And this is what we're here to experience. Hum said it, heaven's not a place, it's a state of consciousness. And we can enter that consciousness the moment we realize who we are and whose we are. Well, children of the Most High, we are the outlets of the divine. We're here doing good and amazing work. They say there's a point on the trail where every person sees a sunrise or gets a hug, and they say their heart opens up and it says, this is home. This is where I belong. Now, it can happen on the trail, but it also can happen exactly where we are, because it has nothing to do with geography. It's all about awareness, about waking up. The Gospel of St. Thomas says, the kingdom of heaven is spread out before you, but you do not see it. When our eyes open up, we realize that the whole way has been holy. Every challenge, every friendship, every silent moment, all is God's classroom for love. And so how do we begin our pilgrimage? We say yes to that calling. We acknowledge it. We travel light. We let go of what no longer works for us. We walk together. We welcome every soul on our journey. And we shift our values from chasing to creating, from getting to giving. And when we live this way, miracles unfold, not in the fake biff, bang, boom way, but in the steady, the sacred, the forgiving, with forgivingness and peace and purpose. As our consciousness expands, greater good unfolds, not because we earn it, but because we finally allow it. We see it. We recognize it. And this is an arrogance. It's recognition that we are centers of God consciousness, expressing the one life in the only way it can, through us and for us. It can work in no other way. And so when we allow it to work, we can experience heaven on earth. When we let go of the idea that somehow we're separate, that heaven is a far off promise, when we make the determination we're going to be the way Spirit works in our lives, through our compassion and kindness, through our love and joy, through our making heaven real on earth in our lifetimes. The Camino, it's not about Spain. It's here now, in this sanctuary, in this community, in our hearts and our souls, in the conversations where love replaces fear, in every act where we choose love over separation, when we choose to walk together to create a new life, a better life for all, when we become that new form of spirituality, rising from compassion and from wisdom, guided by the same light that calls every pilgrimage across the centuries. And as we walk together, we can bless one another with the Pilgrim's Prayer. May your path be blessed. May you discover the road itself is God made manifest in you. And this is what we're here to experience. It's what we're here to know, that we are the beloved of creation, that we are bringing about a new heaven and a new earth through our love, our compassion, and kindness. God called you by name from stardust, and you are here to do mighty and bold and dynamic good. Spirit is not disappointed in you for a moment. It's encouraged and it's inspired by your possibilities. So don't let the turmoil and the stress of the world make you afraid. You look at what's happening in the world and you say, I know who I am and whose I am, and no amount of bluster, no amount of storm can hold you back. You're on a mission from God, and you're well on your way to creating that new heaven and new possibility that has been foretold. This is the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
I walk in the light. I walk in the light. I'm on my journey home. I walk in the light. Oh, I walk in the light. I walk in the light, oh, I'm on my journey home. I walk in the light, thinking about love for my sister and my brother. Thinking about love for my home. Thinking about love for my sister and my brother. Oh, as I walk in the light, I'm on my journey home. I think we need some clapping out there. I'm living in love on my journey home. Oh, I'm living in the light, yeah. I'm on my journey home. Oh, I'm walking in the light. Ooh, I'm on my journey home. Take us home, Lucy. I'm living from my heart, yeah.
I'm walking.
I'm on my journey home.
I'm walking. I'm walking.
Oh, I'm living from my heart, yeah.
I'm walking.
I'm on my journey home.
I'm walking. I'm walking.
Well, I'm just at the start. Oh, I'm on my journey home.
I'm
Walking in the light. Sing with us. I'm walking in the light. Oh, on my journey home. I'm walking in the light. Oh, I'm on my journey home. Oh, I'm walking in the light. I'm on my journey home. Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
Wait till we have a band.
Okay. That's a new one. Thank you, Lucy. So now we come to the time we support ourselves. we support this community because it's doing a lot of great good in the world. So you can support us in a couple of ways. You can do prayer work for us to see us growing and thriving. You can support us by volunteering. We always have lots of volunteer opportunities. And of course, you can support us in coin. However you choose to support us, know that your gift is going to return to you multiplied abundantly. So if you will take your intention and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. The ushers a step forward, Sam and Lucy.
Sing with us, y'all. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. When we've been there, y'all. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Last one. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. That's good news, isn't it? I see, y'all. I see. Last one. I see.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, Victor. Victor's our new usher. Give him a round of applause. So I'm having a little difficulty here, but that's all right. So we thank you, we bless it, we release it, knowing that it does its good and powerful work and returns to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, guys, let's conclude our service with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power. That power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. It created me from itself plus nothing else. So here I walk the soil of St. Augustine to know myself as God knows me. Not as weak and wounded, but bold, dynamic, courageous. Being out in the world and making a difference. Uplifting and inspiring and encouraging everyone I come across. We're all on this trail. We're all on this journey back home. And it's up to us to inspire each other, to keep on the move. That our feet may be tired, but our soul is no way weary. That home is our destination. So this morning in this sacred space full of all these loving souls, I choose to see myself as God sees me, not weak, wounded, but bold and dynamic, making a difference. I'm a child of the Most High. I haven't come to life to succumb to the whims and whirls of the world. I'm here to know myself as God knows me. And so this morning I leave behind every doubt and lack and limitation, every fear I've ever had of unworthiness, of not able, of too old, too this, too that. I leave this place knowing I am a channel of God's blessings and love. I am here to witness God made manifest before my very eyes. The love of God, the goodness and compassion, a new heaven, a new earth made manifest through my heart and soul. So I leave here encouraged. I leave here inspired. I am answering the call of my soul and I'm not turning back. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
I walk in the light. I walk in the light. I'm on my journey home. I walk in the light. Oh, I walk in the light. I walk in the light. I'm on my journey home. I walk in the light. Think about love in my heart, in my soul. Yeah. Think about love in my heart and in my soul. Yeah. I walk in the light. I walk in the light. I'm on my journey home. I walk in the light. Sing with me. Yeah. I walk in the light. I walk in the light. I'm on my journey home. I walk in the light. Thank you.
Choir practice, 11:15.
And it's not too late to come join us. If at any time, if you guys feel like you want to come sing, please feel free.